Hi guys, this is Gold Church Counseling Services. I'm here just to shed some light on the growth of our kids, or if you have children, what they require from you as they grow. But most of it is to cultivate relationship with a child, so that even as they grow up, they might be able to seek help from you wherever they face challenges in life. So it is very important for you to realize that your children require a lot of time from you, and most of the times is when they are old, whether you are a mother or your father, your children need you just like the mother or just like the father. So we encourage bonding even with fathers with their children from the time they are born. And why do we do this? Because most of the time the mother will be the child, nursing them, changing them, breastfeeding them, but for the father they might not have time for the child. And therefore it is very important for you to get some just a few minutes or even 30 minutes to hold your child, to bond with them, to look at them, to talk to them, to tell them something. You talk to them so that they can recognize your voice, and also they can be able to bond with you. Secondly, as they grow up, they still require you. I know most of the time children can be very, very terrible, and mostly when maybe they are 2 years of age onwards. So you as a father might feel bothered with the child, and also you might feel that the child is too much to you because maybe you're not used to taking care of them. But one thing that is for sure is that your child needs you even at that time. They need you to tell them, this is not right, do this is not right, do this. And most of the time, that will never get away from their mind. Even as they grow up, as they go to school, very important for you not to just trust the house help or the nanny who is there to help the children with their homework or their mother, but also it is good for you to take time to come home early. You help the child with their homework so that at least they can grow up knowing that their dad has been very caring to them. Likewise, for the mothers, it is important for you to let your child know you, to let your child spend time with you, because most of the time this is the time that you only have with this child. So from the time the child is young to the time they are around 10 years, that is the only time you have with your child. And that is the only time you'll tell your child, come this way, and they'll come, because they also require that love from you. And it is that love that they value more than anything else. So very much for you to notice that it is good for you to encourage even taking your child somewhere, maybe over the weekend or maybe once per month, depending on maybe your financial capabilities. You don't even need to buy or to spend a lot with a child. It is very important to notice that your child does not know how much biscuit costs. Your child doesn't know how much ugali will cost you for them to eat, but your child is only bothered with whether they are hungry or not. So they don't even know the cost of everything that you are buying to them. They don't know whether their shoe is expensive as long as they have a shoe. Maybe they just know about the little fashion, and it is not much. Just like they can tell you, I want this cartoon and I want this, they don't have the cost in their mind. So even as you take your child out and you buy for them just a plate of chips costing 100 shillings, and you go to another hotel that will sell the same chips at 500 shillings, the child will not know the cost of it, as long as they are they are not hungry anymore. So it is good for you to do this according to your capabilities. You can take your child somewhere where maybe you can spend time with them, and maybe if you're not able, if you have a compound there outside, you can cook chips and you eat together with them. They are going to enjoy, because for them at this time, they just require that bonding from you. They just require you to spend time with them. And I tell you, this is the only thing that your child will remember when they grew up. They will remember, oh, we used to sit down with our dad and our mom outside taking, and they used to cook chips for us, and it was really a show. So that is what they are going to remember. Okay. as the child grows up, once they are 10 and above, or they are around 11 years, or they are becoming teenagers now, they drift away from you. Actually, they don't want anything to do with you. Do you know why? Because now they are engaging with their peers. So this is the time that they really value the peers, and this is when the values that you've put in your child is when they are going to know, how do I relate or associate with my peers. If you've been always intimidating your child, they are going to be having low self-esteem with their peers. If you've been psyching up your child, they are going to be having a high self-esteem with their peers. So it is very important for you to realize that as the child grows up, whatever you place in them is what matters in their lives. So as they start drifting away from their peers, then it becomes even difficult to tell this child that let us go for swimming. They might even refuse and tell you, I'm going with so and so somewhere, so I don't want to go with you guys. So that is what happens. And this is just the way your child grows. This is just the way your child develops, and it is just the developmental milestones. So by the time they are 11 years, by the time they are 12 years, they are 13 years, they are becoming teenagers, they tend to drift away from the parents. They tend to drift away from those people who they might call parents. And who do they join? They join their peers. So it is very important to realize that what do you put in your child, so that as they go with their peers, are they going to realize that this has been wrong? My dad has been telling me that I should not do this, and this is what I should do. So if you don't spend time with your child when they are young, or when they are below 10 years, you might not get that time anymore. So from the time they are becoming teenagers, they might never come back to you. Once they get to the peer groups, they do all the teenage things that people can do when they are teenagers. You don't have control over it. If you didn't get control down here, this is when you're going to start maybe looking for a counselor, that my child is doing this and this. So it is very important for you to start spending time with your child as young as they are. Take them somewhere. Don't let a month go before you spend a day with your child. Don't let a month go. This is something that you should realize. Don't let a month pass before you spend a day with your child, so that they can understand you, they can know the values of life, they can develop the right personalities. You can be able to correct the personalities that are wrong in their lives, and so that they can be able to change wherever they need to change. Because once they become teenagers, oh my God, you will not have time for them. They will not even have time with you. They would like to spend their time with their peers. Even when they are admitted in a hospital, let me tell you, they would value that you are coming to see them so much, like they would value that their peers came to see them. So spend time with your child now. It is time for you to spend time with your child. Whether you're a mother, whether you're a father, whether you are both the mother and the father, spend time with your child. Correct them where you're supposed to correct them. Whether you are the father and the mother, spend time with your child. Very important. Spend time with your child. It is time for you to spend time with them. And when this time goes away, it will never come back. So by the time they become teenagers and you see they are having problems, they will not listen to you actually. They might just listen to their peers, and maybe they can also listen to their peers only. So spend time with your child. Don't don't get so busy, because I think even if you make millions of money in a day a month for your child will not give you a loss. Because by the end of the day, if you don't talk to your child, if you don't show them maybe this is how we make money as well, if you don't tell them that today I don't have money, you're going to take chips without sausages, they're not going to know the value of it, and nobody will show them the value of it. So even if you make millions of money, you make a lot of money, you will become a trillionaire. By the end of the day, they will grow up, they don't know the value of how money is made, and they're just going to spend all the money, and they sell all the properties that you had, because they don't know the value. And why? Because you did not instill that into them. So spend time with your child. Spend time with your child. Spend time with your child, mostly before they're 10 years of age. Bye.